So, like we discussed, today's agenda of the session is to discuss how to prepare for the prelims in the extended time period of next 75 days. So here we have Deepthi also, IPS of the 2022 batch. So in this session, she will discuss her own journey, her own experience, and she will try to give you what things that have worked. And based on her experience, she will try to explain what should be studied in the next 75 days, how to utilize this time period well, and what are certain essential things and what are the things that should not be done. Okay, so she will try to provide her experience as well. So this session will be followed by the questionnaire. So first she will discuss what all things she wanted to discuss, and then she will take the questionnaire at the ending. Okay, give me a second. So yeah, hi Deepthi, good evening. Thank you for
Hello,
attending.
sir.
Yeah, hi. Yeah. So students are waiting for you. So they have many doubts.
Oh,
So please provide your experience to the students.
sure, sir. Good evening, everyone. Yes. Sir, can you please share the slide?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So good evening, all. Before starting the session, I would like to say who all of the session is for. This is for the people who are going to write this year prelims, that is prelims 2024. Okay. And have done the basic reading of basic uh, basic books and also basic subjects at least once. So that is a criteria to attend the session. So if you are preparing for 2025, so we'll have a session later. This is not for the people who are preparing for next year, right? So having said that, let's move to the most important topics that will be discussed. Okay. So as you all know, the prelims is postponed, and the common doubt that must be lingering all through the aspirants is that whether I have to shift the strategy. Should I change my strategy? Right. So should I prepare for prelims oriented? Should I start preparing optional, start preparing mains, or should I combine both? Okay. So can you please go for the next slide?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are the basic objectives of this session. So what should be the strategy for this 75 days, and how important is effective planning? So to have a structured timetable, and then what is the significance of previous year questions? As you all know, the previous year questions is important, but how will you do it? That is matters. And then current affairs and test series, some doubts regarding that. I tried to address some common doubts that you people might have, and how to develop the right mindset. And finally, the mentorship that Sir and I are planning to start if sufficient people respond accordingly. Right. So now let's talk about the strategy for the next 75 days. First things first, should I read about prelims? The next slide, please. Yeah. So next. Okay. For the first question is, should I read about volume? Sure. I'll try to increase.
Yeah. Maybe
Okay.
volume is slightly low.
Am
Maybe.
I audible now?
Yes.
So is it okay now?
Yes. It is now. It
Yeah.
is okay.
Okay. So now only prelims. So I would suggest, if you haven't cleared prelims before, or you are writing for the first time, then don't change your strategy, because changing strategy requires a lot of time. You can't just change your mindset in a click of a button. You can't just do mains and prelims like you just can't do the next day. So it requires a lot of effort, and the momentum that builds up is very crucial for clearing prelims. So for those people who are having clear prelims, and for the people who are writing for the first time, I would suggest strictly do not change your strategy. Just stick to your plan, whatever you might be following. Do the things, do for prelims, and only keep the prelims mindset. This is very crucial for solving MCQs. And also, you all know how tough is this prelims stage. It is at the toughest of the entire process that you all know. And so coming to mains, many of the aspirants ask about, ma'am, I have not completed my optional. So should I read optional? I would say no, no optional, no answer writing, and no essay, and nothing like that. If you want to study for mains at least, you can try to cover the overlapping things, like which are the topics covered by both prelims and mains, right? So, for example, I've put here some of the topics to illustrate for you. See, for example, in the polity, if we study the governor topic, we know the articles of the governor, and we know how the appointment process, what are the functions. And if you see the Supreme Court case studies, Supreme Court case laws, that is where the mains oriented preparation comes in. If you want to prepare for the mains at all, prepare in this strategy, this way, so that you could, so that this helps in clearing even prelims. If the question comes on the Supreme Court case, for example, in so and so SR Bombay case, so and so gave so and so option. So if such a question comes, you can definitely easily solve because you have read it in a main perspective. So, for example, the same goes with art and culture. You have read what inscription comes from Maurya and all. So you recall what when Maurya came, what is the chronology. You recall everything. So that is where that completes the main preparation. And the same goes with agriculture also. In GS3, agriculture plays a very crucial role in both for prelims and mains. So you can go into a depth, like you can study about the PDS system, how it works, what is the state contribution, what center does in PDS, and how it works, for example, just to illustrate. In that way, you can prepare in an integrated manner. If some of you might be very good in prelims and want to cater some of your time for mains. So in this way, you can just do both prelims and mains, but don't go for only main strategy. And for why I'm saying this is because, as you know, the prelims is getting tougher and tougher, and UPSC is going a bit beyond the books. We cannot get all the things that are in the books. Books-based preparation is really gone, I would say. Not entirely, but you have to prepare more. For example, in the polity, the question on furlough, bail, all these things. You don't find such questions in Lakshmikant, right? So you have to go for newspapers. You have to search yourself, like what is furlough, what is bail, when would a person get a bail. So a deeper layer preparation is required, and this level of preparation definitely requires more time. That is why my suggestion for you people is not to stick to your strategy for mains and all. Just stick to the prelims, clear the prelims. You have ample amount of time. If your concepts are strong, then definitely you'll go and rock the mains examination. Okay. So I've put here CRR and SLR. This is you all know what is CRR and what is SLR, right? So how many of you know, like these two are under different acts of RBI. So one is under RBI Act and the other is under Banking Regulation Act. So you might not be having such a precise level of distinction, such a precision-based preparation might be lacking in some of you. So I'm suggesting you to go into depth, go a step beyond what is in the books and prepare. This requires time. So 21 days, you prepare according to your strengths, based on previous year questions. You build up your understanding. Yeah, Devesh, I'll try to address the current affairs part in the next slides. So, can you please go for the next slide? Yes. So, the thing next is the effective planning. What do I mean by that? So planning is very, very important. So you have to plan each and every day meticulously. So I have to increase your productivity. For example, see, in a day, I would not just take a book and sit and study. Like, for example, if you want to read a polity, I won't take Lakshmikant and sit for the whole day because your productivity for the whole day will diminish. There is a law of productivity that will diminish when you stick to one subject. It was, I mean to say, is one topic, right? So here I mentioned the different slots in a day. What do you mean by that? If I read polity, I will read polity for some time. And then I'll shift to some CSAT practice, and then I'll read current affairs of some other subject, and then I'll solve some of the MCQs of quality. And evening times when I feel bored, I would see some YouTube videos which definitely value add in prelims preparation. Right. So in that way, I make myself very productive in a day. So the daily planning for a productive learning is very crucial to conquer prelims. Right. And then if you see the overall session, the 75 days we have. Okay. So you divide into 35, 30, and last 10 days. Right. So last 10 days is for meta revision. That is, I mean to say is that you have to revise everything in the last 10 days. That should be your final revision for prelims. And then 35 and 30 days is what for the first 35 days you should be very strong with the core subjects like polity, economy, environment. You should know what is ecosystem, what are the cycles that happens in ecosystem precisely in a prelims point of view. And economy should be very thorough with the concepts, because economy concepts are very crucial in solving, because economy questions are application based, as you know. In the last 30 days, that is 1 month before uh, examination, you should devote your time only for revision most of the time, 80% for the revision, and rest 20% you could do CSAT and CSAT tests, and also you could do some more current affairs where you feel like you are lacking in that current affairs. You can do that. And coming to the most important doubt that aspirants have is that the number of revisions for a subject. So each subject must be revised thoroughly based on priority. Priority, what I mean is priority is the number of questions that is being asked by the UPSC, right? So at least 3 reasons must be there for sure. Yes.
So I
Okay,
think
let's move on.
this is the most important and crucial point. I think every topper will stress on the revision aspect, right? So generally, students, what the mistake I see they do is they end up doing too many questions. They start reading the new content and they forget revising the things. So I think this effectively revising the core basic concepts of multiple times will help you to get that extra edge and solve the questions in a better manner, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Next slide, please.
Okay. So, okay, coming to PYQs, every topper, every person will emphasize upon the PYQs. You have to do PYQs. But I've seen many aspirants, they just open the topic, they just read the PYQs, and they feel that it's done. It is not done there. So you have to read each and every question, each and every option, why UPSC has framed so and so option. So where the confusion lies, you have to analyze like each and every option. You have to see, you have to search by yourself. There might be many doubts that you get when you solve this in the previous year question. So analyzing the previous year questions is very crucial to increase your accuracy. You might have in the market that there are many tricks that are there. You apply these tricks and you clear prelims. So if that is the case, everyone clears prelims, right? So what is lacking in the aspirant who do not able to apply the tricks, the so-called tricks. So that is where the PYQs come into place. PYQs gives you a broader horizon of knowledge and also the mindset of the examiner. You will come to know how is examiner thinking, what might be wrong. That intelligent guess that develops with the PYQs only. Yeah, I'll speak at the end, Abhishek. Okay. So the doing PYQs only develops the logic, the common sense, logic, understanding, and intelligent guess. So doing thoroughly, yeah, you have to just see at least 10 years of uh, PYQs. And as you have time now, like you have extra time, 20 days, you just go 10 years beyond, like you do from more 10 years back, so that you will get some extra topics. For example, if you see in 2023, I observed that there are questions coming from geography, like rivers, tributaries. So this kind of pattern was there in 1990s, into the early 2000s. So their questions on geography were like map-based questions, and then how the tributaries are there, which tributary joins which river. So these kind of questions are repeating again. So you can see that trend, you can analyze. So you can take an intelligent guess. That's what I meant. So by doing PYQs, you can definitely increase the positive marks. So in the next slide, I'm going to talk about how to get 110 plus. So there, the PYQ role is really crucial. It is a base and it is a foundation on which my accuracy has increased enormously. That I would say. So by analyzing, you have to observe the pattern. You have to observe the language of UPSC. You don't the trick works for a logical person. When you when your concepts are clear, then only a trick works. Because UPSC also knows all these tricks. Okay, so for example, UPSC is framing a sentence which can go wrong. Like, but the sentence is very in a visual manner. Like it can happen that way. So we all blindly think that it can happen is can. So it is very fine. It might be right. But if you lose your logic, if you lose your common sense, if you do not do PYQs, definitely you are going to make the question wrong. That is, doing PYQs is that you can escape from the trap of UPSC. That I would definitely say for sure. Yes. Okay. And also one more last and most important thing. During my all these attempts for the last 10 days, okay, for the last 10 days, I would not do all the test cities and I'll not go for mock exam and all. I just do only PYQs. Last 10 days, I do PYQs. I remember the history questions, history PYQs, and the things which I usually forget, like some polity themes I revise and PYQs I do. So can you move next? The next slide, please.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's coming to your common doubts, the current affairs. So people generally do not score good in mock exams that of institutes, so-called institutes. So they give they try to prove themselves, like they give very tough questions. They do from somewhere. So people will be underconfident, like my current affairs source is not enough. So these are the common doubts that few people might get. But trust me, you do not run uh, on any current affair. Stick to only one current affair, whichever you feel fine. PT 365. See, all my prelims, have stuck to only PT 365 maximum. Apart from that, I've did much. I've did other things that I would share with you, but I did not go for other magazine apart from PT 365 because doing multiple magazines will not fetch you extra edge. It only extra edge comes only when you revise those things. So revising two sources for current affairs is impossible given the CSAT, the toughness of CSAT, and also the huge amount of GS that we study. So for the current affairs two sources, I won't at all recommend. I will recommend to stick to only one source. Either you have done PPT 65 or if you have read magazines from the starting, then that is also fine. For one attempt, I've read only magazines and then also I cleared with around 110 score. So that is fine. But only one source I would recommend. And coming to most important thing again in current affairs, there are contemporary affairs. Like 1 year current affairs, they are asking beyond. These are called contemporary affairs because these are important. I found that these contemporary affairs, mostly we see these contemporary affairs in science and technology. Let me explain. In 2022, there was a question, you might know, biorock technology. Question on biorock technology is related to what? It is about corals. The answer is corals. But this particular biorock technology was not in any magazine for that year. It was in 2020. So 2021, this biorock technology topic was not covered. Since I read the 2020 also, I could do this question. So that's what I'm saying. There are contemporary affairs. You must be aware of science and technology. Mostly, I felt the science and technology part only comes most of this contemporary affairs. So I would recommend rather than going for another source of for current affairs, you do science and technology of previous year PPT 65. Like for 2024, you do 2023 PPT 65 of science and technology only. Not it is not necessary for every other subject. That is not recommended from my side. Okay, so that is for current affair. And come to test series. Test series is for each subject. you have to minimum solve 2 sectional tests, and full length test is 8 to 10 full length tests are to be solved. Okay, and okay, I used to follow this from the last 1 month. Like see, now we have in June 16th, so at least from May 1st, May 2nd week onwards, I would attempt GS and CSAT as in an exam pattern and exam time also. Like I would do GS1 in any Sunday. I would do GS1. I'll take rest. I revise CSAT and do CSAT. So here one more suggestion from my side is, do not think it is a waste of time. It is not at all a waste of time. If you do this process for at least 5 Sundays before exam, the Sunday on the exam day, you will feel like it is a normal Sunday and you will perform at your own best. So the right mindset is also very important on the exam day, right? So you feel like it's normal Sunday, it's like any Sunday. You just go do whatever it is and then come. Yeah, because you have to also check your mindset how it works for CSAT also, because CSAT is going really tough these years. And after giving GS, after putting so much of time in that, and then you have to check yourself how mind is working to solve mathematics, reasoning, and comprehension. So this I used to do at least 4 to 5 Sundays. I would highly recommend for you people also do this exercise because it really helps on the exam day, right? Next, okay. So now the most important thing is how to get 110. Many aspirants question is like how to cross 100, how to clear forest also, forest cutoff also. But I would say all these things, there is no single answer for this. Like you do this, you will get 110. That is not how it works. So the topics I've discussed till now, like meticulous planning, doing PYQs, all accumulate your knowledge, all enhance your preparation, so that you can increase your positive marks. Like you have to effectively plan, you have to have multiple revisions. So in doing multiple revisions, you also have to prioritize certain things, certain themes of previous year questions. Like for polity, see, if I have only 2 days before exam, I have to revise polity. I won't read whole Lakshmikant. That is that is insane, because you have to, because all the questions are not coming from entire Lakshmikant book cover to cover. So if I read only Parliament, if I read some topics, some repeated themes like Panchayat, Parliament, and all, so then I would definitely score very high. So that in that way you have to multiply revise. What I meant for multiple revisions is that not entirely cover to cover, but certain things which are important to be revised very multiple times, so that your score, your accuracy increases to 99% of. If at all you do some mistake in such questions, uh, for example, governor is very important thing. Panchayat is very important thing. So you should be not able to do any mistake in such questions like RBI, inflation. These are the concepts. Even before 1 day before exam, I will revise macroeconomic NCRT. I will not revise any current affair book, PT 365. I found people revising PT 365 economic book and forgetting about linkage between inflation and exchange rate. They get confused over there. So don't do such mistake. Revise only basic concepts for the last 1 week and do PYQ last 1 week, right? So this PYQ only increases your horizon of knowledge. And coming to the next point I've mentioned here, you might be asking what is this website based preparation. I in 2020 only I felt that books, reading books, yeah, definitely will share themes, Sumitra. Me and Pixar will stick together and share themes previously in the next sessions or somehow. Okay. So, what is this website-based preparation? So, even from 2020, I realized that UPSC is going a step beyond. It is not asking from magazines. It is not asking from the books. So, what is this? What is this? So then I found, um, okay, then I found that UPSC is just copy pasting from the direct website. For example, there's a website of World Bank. Okay. So in the website of World Bank, you will have about us. In about us, you find when the World Bank came, under which act. So some unique points which are not covered generally, the DPS is picking and asking. Like I'll say one example with you. In 2020, there was an question, if you remember, 2020, yeah. not 2022, 2020, there was a question on Kisan credit card scheme. If you see the PYQs, you get the. So there were 4 or 5 statements below it. Kisan credit card scheme. So if you read the magazine, everyone knows what is Kisan credit card scheme. But what I did, since I've seen this agriculture as an important topic, I went through the Kisan agriculture website and I've seen what are the important schemes that government is promoting very much. Some government promotes like there are some flagship schemes. Okay, so you have to observe what government is doing. So why government is considering these as flagship schemes? So there is something important in it. So how it is benefiting. So I went to the agriculture website. I saw the Kisan credit card scheme. I studied the provisions under it. For me, that question is just I solved the question in just 30 seconds. Trust me, because I know a statement which is not there anywhere. That is there in that direct Kisan credit card scheme agriculture website. So in this way, you have to enlarge your preparation. Don't stick to magazines. You have for some questions you have to just go beyond a step beyond. You must actively learn these things. So some of the sites I've mentioned here, if you see, there is an Investopedia. So I used to refer this Investopedia for any economic questions. Say for example, there is a bond yield. So what's the relation between bonds, yields? What is the difference between debt, debenture? So these things are very lucidly explained in this Investopedia. So if you get any doubt, so or if you did some mistake in a test series, don't read the explanation given there. That is the most important blunder that aspirants do. They just read the uh, explanation that is given there. So that is not at all enough. You have to just go beyond. You use your phone, use Investopedia and Vikaspedia for some topics of agriculture and PID, PRS for some important acts, um, and RBI website also. I used to uh, see this RBI website because RBI based questions are repeated themes in UPSC. So if you analyzed previous year questions, you would know that schemes and topics from RBI are coming. So you visit RBI website. You trust me. If you visit RBI website now, I mean this year, and you see how the what extra you could learn, that could definitely help you in solving some of the question in exam. At least one statement in 3-4 statements. That I would definitely say. Your knowledge will not be the same if you see the websites. That's what I want to emphasize much upon here to score very high marks in prelims paper. And the last thing is that test series. Test series, I mean to say, no test series, no institute test series will be equal to UPSC. So you have to not base your preparation on the test series. Okay, so you must not feel bad about you're not scoring good enough in test series. See how well you are doing. I mean to say how well you are understanding the concepts. Conceptual clarity is the most important thing. So, so in this context, actually, Atik sir and I have, and some of the other my friends who have cleared prelims multiple times have discussed about this very important problem that aspirants have, and we are trying to have if sufficient respondents come, and we are trying to have a test series of only full length tests which cater to the UPSC standard. So if sufficient people demand and then it is feasible, then we're definitely going to have this time. Okay. So next.
Yeah.
Yeah. Finally, I understand all you people what you might be facing. I've I've been through this phase multiple years, not one, 5 years. So I know how pressure you have to take, how tension you feel, how self doubts you might be having. Like definitely you will daily think about whether I will clear to prelims, whether I will make it to mains. So what about interview? What about optional? So these things will definitely come, and this is quite normal. Even I faced in every prelims, and everyone faces it. Okay, not only you. So just don't feel bad about it. Don't make these things affect your preparation. So these things are common. It doesn't mean that it should affect your preparation. Even so these things should strengthen your preparation. So I would say how to do it. So consistency, daily targets. So I was see if these targets are like duty. You are you are aspiring for a civil services examination. and what is that? You will do the duty of the government. So before that, you do duty. Duty of what? Duty to finish your targets. Your targets are your duty. So you try to finish those targets so that meticulously, with discipline, with consistency, be faithful to yourself. Like if you're doing this, yes, you are done. Don't fool yourself. That's what I would say. And don't think about the results. So that's what I've mentioned. The very famous thing there, Nishkama Karma. Many might be knowing also. This is the thing which all follow, because this is the pressure time. You have to not think about how many marks I will get. Okay, these are the big no. You should not think about the difficulty level of examination. You should not think about how many marks I get in prelims. You should not think about what about mains. When you're sitting for prelims, just sit for prelims. Just do the daily targets. That is what all you can do. Okay, so that is it from my side. And now Atik sir will explain some of the MCQs, which are really easy, and how we'll be able to solve these MCQs in an exam day, in exam pressure. After this, we'll take some doubts which you people might be having. Of course, I try to cover all something, but some people might be having some more doubts. Let's address after this. Yes, over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Deepthi. So, see, guys, so you guys might be knowing these things, but what happens is when the topper says it would be reassuring it. So even the people who clear prelims consistently, they are doing the same things. Only thing is they are sticking to that same essential things, the basic things, the basic fundamental things they are doing repeatedly again and again. There is no extra additional resources to them and any additional knowledge to them. So whatever the basic things are there, they are trusting it, keeping things limited, and they are doing things repeatedly. So by listening to the people who have already cleared this exam, you will get to know, you will get to understand, okay, these people are also just similar to us. They are doing just like us. They have gone through similar kind of tension, similar kind of nervousness, similar kind of pressure, just like we have gone through. And this you will be able to relate, and you will also feel, okay, when they have done, definitely we will also able to do it. So that's the intention behind this session. Okay, so I think she has really added her inputs well, what she used to do in order to score extra. So I would like to share some additional examples which ma'am has mentioned. Okay, let me share those things. Yes. Are you guys able to see my screen? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. Yeah, see, now let's see. So now like say the ma'am has said, so someone were like, we are asking how to score high. So when you are attempting the questions, so there would be in areas where you have to take risk. The first, suppose I will take one example. See, these are the questions I have taken as an example from 2023 UPSC PYQs. Now in this question of PYQs, when like we do some basic knowledge, some basic reference of the NCRTs and basic geography, when we have covered, when we go through these three statements, you will be able to understand that Amarkantak Hills are at the confluence of the Vindhyas and Sahyadri ranges. When you see this thing, Amarkantak, okay, and Vindhyas, okay, so somewhere these Sahyadri ranges are about when we see the Sahyadris, they are about the Western Ghats, and Amarkantak we know somewhere in between of the central India. Okay, by looking at this thing, you will be able to eliminate the one statement. And then when you come to the third statement, Seshachalam Hills, they constitute the southernmost part of the Western Ghats. We generally, if you have done this basic mapping, basic things about the Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats, you will know that Seshachalam is from the Eastern Ghats. So first we should be able to do that, come to that level of knowledge by doing this MCQs, by identifying the areas from which UPSC is asking the questions. But still, after solving these two things, we are able to eliminate these two options. Then still, you will not be able to know whether the option is only one here or none here. Still, you are not sure. But at these times, you should be able to take risk. Here the answer is between these two things, 50-50. Whenever you are between the 50-50 options, most of the times you have to take risks. So because there is some kind of mathematical calculation that when you are in the 50-50, the number of positives you will get will be high. Okay, so you should take such kind of wise guess when you are stuck. You don't have to stop. So this way you are actually taking little bit guess to increase your number of attempts in the UPSC prelims exam. So that is the one point that I wanted to highlight. And 2022-23 is considered to be the most toughest paper of the entire UPSC prelims history. But let me tell you, even this prelims paper also have certain easy questions. Can you see here? Consider the following statements. These are kind of general questions. Now, despite even the toppers definitely might not be knowing all these statements, like microorganisms can grow in the environments with the temperatures above the boiling points. So if you go only by the concept of knowledge, you might not be knowing, okay, some microorganisms can survive above the boiling point, can some microorganisms can survive below the freezing points, can some microorganisms can also exist in the acidic environments. So you might not be having the absolute knowledge, but mind you, see, they are saying some microorganisms. There are trillions and trillions of microorganisms. So there, by our common sense is there can be some microorganisms that can survive above the boiling point. Then there can be some microorganisms that can survive below the freezing point and even in the acidic environment. So generally, most of the times these statements are easily will be correct and all the three will be there. So same has been done here. We do not know whether all the mushrooms have the medicinal properties, which kind of mushrooms. If they have specifically pinpointed some name they have given and they are asking that this mushroom have the psychoactive properties or insecticidal properties, then you might be confused. But here they are saying some micro mushrooms, or so many huge number of micro mushrooms, and out of those, some mushrooms can have the medicinal properties, psychoactive properties, insecticidal properties, bioluminescent properties. So most of the times, and all these statements will turn to. So even in this 2023 paper, you can see there are two easy questions. And then again, can you see here? If you have done your basic economy well, see these kind of questions like money market and capital market questions, they are getting repeated. If you guys know money market and capital market basic kind of definition, so you will be able to eliminate easily this call money market and the treasury bill market, right? Stock markets, you all know that is from the capital market, and bond market, G6. G6 means anything, the borrowing of the government for more than 1 year. So automatically these two comes under the capital market. So these are the certain easy questions. I have just picked up few examples so that you don't feel scared. Many people are thinking, "Arey, UPSC has changed the pattern. They have made a toughest paper in the history." No, irrespective of how tough the UPSC makes, again, such kind of easy questions will always be there. At least 25 to 30 questions will always be there. See, let me show you one more question here. Statement one: in the post-pandemic recent past, many central banks worldwide had carried out interest rates hike. Statement two: central banks generally assume that they have the ability to counteract the rising consumer prices via monetary policy means. Now, again, here, these questions like central banks or RBI rising the interest rates to handle the inflation or lowering the interest rates to increase the demand, such kind of questions were repeated numerous times. All guys know that during the time of pandemic, demand was very low. So both through monetary policy and fiscal policy, government has given a lot of push. So it was there all around the current affairs. By doing this thing, inflation has raised globally. So to handle this again, post-pandemic time period, they have raised the interest rates. So that year it was in the news lot, so much. So this statement makes a lot of sense, and central banks do believe that that is simple statement. By changing the monetary policy, they can change the demand and also the inflation things. So this is a easy statement you will be able to do when you have done your basics of economy. Okay, so these are the certain things I wanted to point out. And also I wanted to point out one more example. When we say we have to do the previous PYQs, previous year questions, see here, when I see this previous year question, this was the previous year question. With reference to the India's project on connectivity, consider the following statements. So they have given the three statements. Now forget about the answer. So what you have to understand here is now BCIM corridor. It is a one topic for you. Trilateral highway project, India, Myanmar, Thailand. Trilateral highway project is one topic for you. East-west corridor. In the same way, you also have the north-south corridor. You have the golden corridor, diamond quadrilateral. Then you will also have the dedicated freight corridors. Now you should be able to analyze. This is what analyzing the UPSC PYQ means. If you are just now you're trying to memorize the answer for this question, then you are doing the mistake. This should not be the approach for the PYQs. You have to take every question as a topic and then you have to do this analysis. So this is what the PYQs means. And when you are solving the PYQs, if someday again the same statement repeats, you should not think whether this is the right statement or not, whether this area connects the trilateral highway connects to Moreh in Manipur or not. You should not be having any kinds of doubts. You should have the absolute knowledge. For this purpose, you need to properly invest your time with the PYQs. Now, whatever the additional time you got, like ma'am said, okay, invest your time in properly doing this analysis of the PYQs. If you have more time, go back for few more years, not just 10 years, even the last 5 more years also, you can go back, like 2007 papers also, you can solve. There they are asking the rivers and their tributaries. So you will get some kind of analysis of how this river and tributaries or maps and their locations are being asked. So this is how you have to do this PYQ analysis. And when you do this, when you utilize this extra time also for the prelims, this knowledge will help you in the mains. Do not think that you are wasting time for the mains. Like the ma'am have said, okay, when you are doing this art and culture, make a proper sheet, proper note. Okay, let's say you are doing the Mauryas. Then you during Maurya's times, okay, what was the situation of the sculpture? What kind of art forms you have? Okay, how was the dance? How was the music? Okay, make some kind of short note. So this in this way, you are not deviating from your prelims preparation, and you are also making coverage for the mains preparation. So in this way, you will be able to cut off you will be able to cross the cutoff of the prelims in a comfortable manner, and you will be able to start preparation for the mains immediately after the prelims examination. So that's what my thing is. But if you are, however, if you are very much confident, if you have cleared prelims multiple times before, then you can use your intelligence to how much you can study for the mains and whatever the things that is your subjective thing. But the students who have not cleared prelims and who are struggling with the prelims, utilize this extra time period for the prelims. Now see here, this is also one more important question I have taken from the 2023. Statement 1, India, despite having uranium deposits, depends on the coal for most of its electricity production. We all know most of the electricity production, more than 60 to 65% comes from the coal. So the statement becomes easily right. And then uranium enrichment to the extent of at least 60% is required for the production of the electricity. We can prepare atomic bombs, right? So through this much of enrichment. So we need just slight little bit of enrichment. So by having studied basics of nuclear technology, you will be able to easily eliminate this statement. So this is what I'm trying to say. There are certain easy questions which are definitely doable in every prelims paper. So 25 to 30 questions will be definitely you will be in a solvable manner, where there itself you are able to get somewhere around 50-55 marks. Now see, in the last year the cutoff was people thinking that somewhere around 80 or 82. See here, you have already scored somewhere around 50 marks out of 30 questions. Now from 70 questions, that means out of 140 marks, you have to score only 35. Out of 145 marks, you have to score 35. How you will be able to score this 35? By expanding your knowledge base, which so far ma'am has explained. But these areas, by identifying the PYQs, the core areas, okay, that you should do in a proper, repeatedly in a proper manner. Okay, that you should be able to take care of yourself. Okay, so these are the things that we need to that we wanted to cover. Okay, so I think now we will take up the doubts. I think whatever the things that we wanted to cover, we have covered. Okay, now we will go with the doubts. You guys can go forward asking your doubts. Yeah, Deepthi.
Okay, SK is asking about how to revise the subjects effectively. Okay, so revision of subjects effectively takes a lot of. First, you have to write. You have to read the basic reading once, and after that, you do PYQs. Then you revise the important themes, and with also MCQs, you will find that you did some questions wrong. and then you revise those wrong topics. In that way, you will strengthen your holding on the subject. So that way you can just revise multiple times, twice, right? Don't go cover to cover revision. That won't definitely help you. Do this, like you read once, you solve PYQs, you read, you understand the themes, you revise those themes, and then you solve any test series MCQs. Then the wrong ones you revise, and then you revise once. So in this way you have multiple revisions, and also these revisions will effectively plug the loopholes in your preparation. That's what I feel. Okay. Next question is PYQ for Monal's book, or should I refer some other publication? So any publication is quite enough. I won't say that this book and that. PYQ, you can just read any publication, and that would be quite sufficient. For art and culture, okay. Portion of current affairs for art and culture. Yeah, you can just go to PT365. You can just revise once what are the things that are mentioned, like GA tags or any arts in the news. You can just go and refer only one subject, one source.
Yeah. Someone is asking, can I come?
Abhishek, okay, sir, I didn't get you, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead. So someone is asking. Yeah.
Okay, so CSAT strategy. Okay, we'll come with separate CSAT strategy, because that takes a lot of time, and this session will extend a lot. So we'll definitely plan according to the time that sir has. We'll definitely plan for that. Fifth attempt. Okay. Properly now. Jason are prepared. Okay, as I said, Ankita, as I said about this, you can just have an overlapped preparation, like for mains and prelims. You can just, for example, for polity, if you take, you can just see the Supreme Court judgments. You can see the analysis part of certain things. Okay, so in that way, you can just prepare polity for both prelims and mains. As you have already cleared prelims one, I would just suggest you to go for both combined prelims and mains preparation, as your mains preparation is not up to the mark. Okay. Can preparation be theme based of UPSC alone? Yeah, definitely you can prepare theme based preparation of UPSC. That will definitely fetch you. So it will also give you more output for the input that you will put into. Okay. I'm doing Vajiram and Vision test series. Is it enough for? Okay. Okay, Vajiram. Um, I didn't do Vajiram and Vision test series. I didn't do Vajiram. I've done Vision test series. So if you're doing both, okay, that's fine. But for the basic subjects, you do one test series only, because sometimes what happens is the test makers would put some topics in some other test. So you would miss the questions on some topics. So don't do both. Do one test series. And at the end, I would suggest for full length test. Okay, Nikita Shah. Okay, I would suggest for full length, you go for different institutes. That would be better rather than doing the basic things from the same different institutes. Go for full length different institutes. Like you do Pajiram, you do Next IS, you do Forum, anything you want. Will you provide complete CSAT course? No, Zakir, CSAT course is not going to be provided. Okay. Which test series you follow? Yeah, I followed the Vision for the basic understanding, and PYQs, and some yeah, that's what I did. I did some PYQs, and then Vision only I followed mostly. But I used to do different test series for the full length test. Like I solved Forum IS test. I solved Vajiram test also, but full length, not for basic covering of syllabus. Subject order for prelims to focus for scoring. Yeah, Abhishek, I would say you should first complete your polity, economy, then environment. These three things are the core. See, some people might be saying that history questions are not doable. You have to cover so and so history. That is useless, because you are not going to remember at all in history. So first cover the basic things. Make sure that you are not doing wrong in these questions, in these topics. So after this, you go for other subjects, right? So you can go for science and technology. You can go for mapping, IR based mapping. That you can go for. last month of 40 days, can we get a list of must-do repeated themes? Definitely, this repeated themes is being asked repeatedly by many aspirants. So, okay, definitely we will provide a theme-based PDF in the Telegram group. Okay, okay, Charu. Yeah, tell about how to improve mock scores. The mock scores cannot be improved because I would say that is not the standard of UPSC. Even I used to get score really very less in mock scores. So mock scores are not at all the criteria that decides your preparation. Your concept must be clear. So, but I used mock papers just to see what wrong I have done. See, for example, I've studied this president. Okay, in the mock paper there is a question. Then I did it wrong. I will still visit the Lakshmikant again. So why did I do wrong? So mock papers help only at that level. Don't don't count the score and feel bad. Do not count the score. Just see what wrong you are doing and how better you can do next time by rectifying your mistakes. Trend was changed. Are standard books enough to meet such trend? See, I would not say standard books are enough, but standard books are must. You should definitely do standard books. Definitely, they are not enough. You have to do current affairs. You have to, like I've said, you have to do your active learning on your part, right? Um, so you have to do the, for example, acts like the PRS. You have to visit the website of PRS and see what acts are newly passed by the parliament and the provision and summary of those acts. So that thing you have to do actively and by yourself. That is the only thing. Okay. Standard books. Okay, that can be covered in another session, Susmita. Mm, apart from NCRTs, do you have to refer any other book? Okay, for standard, definitely you have to refer other books, but the source and these things can be discussed in other session. Okay, now right now the session objective is to cater to these people who are really struggling for prelims this year, right? Yeah, standard books and sources will be definitely shared along with also the themes of prelims, important themes. Do MCQ, institutes MCQ. Yeah, definitely, Nikita. As I said, you have to definitely do MCQs of institutes because previous year questions, if you do, your mind knows the answer and you won't think. So previous year questions gives you an idea of what topic is to be read. And MCQs of institutes definitely makes your mind think like what is this? Okay, what can be this? This interlinkage is very important to solving MCQs. So I would suggest you do institutes. I'm not saying do not practice mocks of any institute. Even I did much of practice from the institute mocks only, but I would do in a different way. Like I said, I used to see what wrong I've done and rectify it. Yeah, for mains, okay, mains can be dealt in other session. Okay. As you told the revision strategy, I studied the one subject again after 1 week. Try to revise it again, the same subject I would like again. It will be like the first reading. Okay, so to tackle this to tackle this thing, you can put a daily 1 hour for the subject. For example, you felt that you are weak in polity and polity is daily volatile. So if you're weak in polity, you can daily put some time, like 1 hour, you can do polity. You can revise daily. If you do that for a week, definitely you'll remember. Okay. Like I've covered standard book once only, and now I'm thinking to go for revision notes. Okay. How many tests should we do? Yeah, I've mentioned Nikita the tests also. So anywhere between 8 to 10 full length is must. And for CSAT also we do 8 to 10 full length CSAT tests. And for each subject, 2 sectional tests. Okay. How many rounds of solving UPSC paper is to be done? And what should be our approach after seeing UPSC paper? Okay, your approach first I would say do not panic because you have to make your mind that question paper is going to be tough and really tough next the 2024 also. You have to make your mind that way. By seeing the paper, do not panic and then go for coming to number of rounds. I do 3 rounds. No matter how lengthy the paper is, I do 3 rounds. Okay, so this paper solving strategy we would definitely discuss. So I and Atik sir have also discussed about this. So by the coming sessions, we'll definitely have the how the live paper solving techniques are also to be discussed. And I hope you will these doubts will be definitely addressed live by then. Okay. YouTube channels you followed. Okay, I randomly follow I randomly follow anything. Not particularly any channel, but I used to see, yeah, Target UPSC channel I used to follow for the current affairs. Some current affairs of there is a program called 140 plus current affairs. There's something program you just see. There's some program of Target UPSC of current affairs. I used to just see when in my leisure time, right? Yeah, how many attempts questions in UPSC? Yeah, this might differ from person to person. Uh, so I attempted in exam I attempted 90 plus, around 90. I would definitely attempt. Covered standard books only once. Now I'm thinking to go for revision notes. If Shunya, yes, is it worth? Okay, so if you have covered standard books once, I would suggest you go and solve PYQs. Okay, so you will know how well you have read your standard books and where you really stand. Okay, so then you can just read again. Don't go for these short notes, these short tricks, remembering. So that those don't really work at a longer scale for the longer run. So you have to remember for 2.5 months. These tricks, these short notes can be done in a day, like 2 days you remember and then you forget. So the conceptual clarity is really important. So I won't suggest you to go for any short notes right now. You first understand how where you stand, right? Yes, Target 140 plus program. Yes, yes. I followed that for the current affairs. In my leisure time, evening I used to just watch those videos. Okay. How to revise, like for every time revision, do we have to go mock wise revision or PYQs or any other way? Okay, so you can follow the timetable of institute test series for revision. And then meanwhile, you can solve the PYQs also. If you're not confident enough, then again you read the wrong ones and then you can do multiple revisions in that way. Okay. So I found that many of you are asking about how many questions to solve, how many rounds, and how to leave the question, how to attempt, how to decide that. So definitely we'll come with a session of how to solve the paper. That would be another session. Yes. Sectional wise test series, can you suggest me please? Which is that? Sectional wise, Nikita, you can just do any institute test series. Like you can do forum, you can do vision. They're pretty good. Yeah, I did vision. Yeah. So this test series, the purpose is to complete your syllabus and to make you understand where you go wrong, not to check the score. Okay. Yeah.
I think doubts are covered, I guess.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So one thing I would definitely say that thank you, sir, for this opportunity. Also, even I felt like I felt like addressing some of the aspirants' doubts, and at this point of crucial time, that is very important. And if the aspirants demand, we can also have multiple sessions further, so
Yes.
that there will be a hand holding until prelims.
Yeah, yes. So we'll plan, we'll see what more can be done. I hope this session has helped. Yes, Samsung, so I'm trying to cover most of the aspects that are in the news. So mostly those things will take care of your prelim session. I've already added some of the things in my Telegram channel. You can just use the hashtag mapping and you can go through the previous things also. Like things that are highly in the news, those aspects I will cover in the upcoming 1 month session. Okay. So most of your places in news will be taken care through those things. Yeah, we'll see. Like if there are any more things, if you guys students want, be it a kind of mentorship you guys are looking for, so we will see and we will think and we'll plan accordingly. If you have any personal queries, you can just ping me on my Telegram channel. So we'll see what can be done further. Okay. Okay. I hope. So these sessions, like I say, I repeat. Since we will get more clarity and assurance, though we are doing the same things, when the person who has already done that thing, when we listen that, okay, we get that some kind of peace. Okay, chalo, we are on the right track. That's the most important thing. Then we can study in a peaceful manner, trusting our process and going forward. Only thing is, do not add too many short notes, revision notes in the at these times, in these 2 months. Stick to the basics. Okay, that is what most important thing that you need to do. Okay, chalo, we'll meet again soon. Study well. All the best for you guys for the preparation, and thank you, Deepthi. Thank you for your insights. Thank you for providing
Thank you, sir.
your experience. Thank you again from all the aspirants community.
Okay.
Yeah. Chalo,
All the best, guys. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. And
bye guys. Take care. Good night, all of you.